Om Shanti, everyone. We got blessing from Baba to have deep inner silence, lightness, and also joyful. Hmm? Yeah, you remember our Siddhi of being double non-violent. I just want to let you know that we take the Siddhi from the blessing of the day. And, when one wants to practice something, the understanding is totally different. You can read the same blessing, which we always read, but when you read after, or like in the morning, generally we give you Siddhi for next day, and the bless is from the blessing. So every word, if you take it in the morning from the blessing, then you see how your practice becomes very, very clear. Otherwise, we do in our own way, but do it by reading and reflecting on the blessing. Like when we did on double non-violence, and Baba is saying that to remain stable in Sato Pradhan stage brings the experience of peace and happiness. And that one is called double non-violent. That means if you are not happy, if you're feeling sorrow, you are violent to your own self. And when you are violent to yourself, others also see it, right? It will affect others also. So it's a very beautiful way Baba saying, always remain in the sanskars of being Sato Pradhan and experience peace and happiness. And that is called true non-violence. You would have never heard this definition anywhere. Even when Mahatma Gandhi talked about non-violence, will not have this definition, which Baba is saying that your Sato Pradhan state keeps you into peace and happiness. So remaining in that stage is called total non-violence, true non-violence. Baba says violence means by which you experience unhappiness and sorrow, peacelessness and sorrow. So you should check whole day, did I do any kind of violence through the day? If with your words, anyone's stage fluctuates, goes up and down, that is also a kind of violence. And to suppress your own Sato Pradhan sanskars and allow the sanskars in practical of Raju and Tamo is violence towards your own Sato Pradhan sanskar. Can you imagine when I keep reading few times, then the depth comes that violence events to let go of my Sato sanskars. So Baba says, so become very subtle and great and keep the stage of double violence. So the description of violence to suppress even your own Sato Pradhan sanskars. But when, like I had been practicing since morning, then Baba had said that, so let's say if not big, something has happened or someone did something, so the thoughts go towards that soul. So what am I thinking about that soul? Am I just giving good wishes? I keep pure feeling? Or even if few thoughts come, what kind of person is that? Why can't he do things properly? I had such a natural deep attention, and I thought that's very good. by keeping aim that I have to be double non-violent, there is so much attention on even thoughts which are not negative, but could be very ordinary. So I'm saying, but this is also violence, right? Because these are not Satopradhan Sanskar. What will you do in when there are Satopradhan Sanskar? So it's a very interesting way to watch which sanskars are emerging. Is it Satopradhan? Is it Rajo? Or is it Tamo? Okay, Tamo might not be emerging, but even Rajo, mixed feelings, about a situation, about it, but even for your own self. And because we have mixed feeling, our power to discern is not clear. And when power to discern is not clear, you're not able to decide. So there is always deep within some kind of uncertainty, some kind of lack of self-trust, self-respect. So it's a very beautiful way to look at non-violence, and I think a very, very powerful, beautiful definition of what violence means here, whether it's through thoughts, words, or in any other way. So I must say that it was really worth practicing this quality of non-violence. But I also told you that you will read in Murli, the blessing of the day, and that is equanimity. Equanimity. If you have good yoga, you will be free from bondage. And if you are free from bondage, then you will not have any bad feelings for anyone. If someone says something which is not good, you won't feel insulted. It's also reaction to anything is your bondage. That means it's lack of power of yoga. Because as much you have good yoga, what was not said for Brahma Baba? A royal person, a businessman, in a good family with moral values, the leader in the society. He had to hear any very bad abuses, deformation. It didn't bother him. Whatever Shiv Baba is saying, I am saying it. We all know that, right? But we, during day, how many times we fail? Humiliated, not respected, not properly spoken on. So Baba is saying all these are your own bondages with the souls, different souls. It's very subtle, right? So increase the power of yoga to create this equanimity where there is nothing like praise and deformation for you. You never feel defeated. Always remember, victory is my birthday. You go beyond. It's said even more than cold and heat and all various diverse situations doesn't shake you at all, doesn't touch you at all. You just remain very, very stable and still continue, because a lot of things, when you disturb your yoga, intellect is broken, disconnected. So no power, right? And that's what Maya does, try to break your connection with God. Once in Murli, Baba gave very good example. When thieves come to loot, first thing they look around and see where are connections so that it becomes dark. If there is alarm, these days we have alarms. So they try to disconnect them, and then they know now that you can't get help. Or even take away your cell phone, you can't call 911. So that's what Maya does now in a very subtle way. Try to disconnect your connection with Baba. And it could happen to all of us if we don't pay attention. I'm saying all of us, I'm including myself. Sometimes you don't feel that connected. And sometimes like, I'm so connected with Baba. It's not what Baba does to me, but it's my stage. When my stage is good, I'm beyond everything. The connection is simple, right? Is there. And that's really is also my experience that when Baba says power of yoga, there won't be power. Even there is yoga. You can say you did Amrit Vela, you did extra hour of yoga, but not much power. Because internally there is something which you haven't conquered, you haven't transformed. And of course, one of the important things here is very subtle ego. I am experienced, I am old, um, I know, I'm more sensible, I am, this Baba says, in last part of subtle of I-ness, gross one we have conquered. I was saying, even if you think, oh, I am sensible, I know everything, and then the reaction comes, then you are not able to tolerate or you're not able to. So when things happen, we definitely feel it's someone doing it, but also it might be time for me to pass those tests, right? Why this is happening? Just to test what is my stage, right? How do I respond? How do I react? Take sorrow, remain quiet, respond verbally, or just try. That soul can also connect with Baba. That soul can also have good wishes. So it is from your response you will know your power of yoga. It's a very, very beautiful, powerful blessing. And of course, I think when we pay attention tomorrow morning, you read it properly. Every word you read it, and then you understand what the bondage is. Still, do we have bondages or are we free? Then you will find there are a lot of bondages. And Baba is calling them subtle bondages. They're not like external bondage. Very subtly, you are somewhere connected with your ego. Any type of sanskar, that's why your response, and that is why also it is happening to you, because you haven't conquered it, you haven't passed with honor. So tests keep coming back and back. One time Dadi Gulzar used to tell us that it is all of you together. Maya takes tests one time from someone, sometimes other one, sometimes. But if you become like, okay, this is what happens, it's not a. But if you are somewhere deeply within have that ego, then you take sorrow. And Baba is saying taking sorrow itself is a violence towards your own self. So very, very wonderful. And we are connecting the homework with the blessing mostly. If in any other one also you haven't done what you want, go back and read that blessing. It will help you a lot. So for tomorrow we have equanimity, and try to see how internally, it's not question of external, deeply within, if you see you have whatever is happening, that I stay in very, very deep balanced stage. And I liked today's message too. Silent, light, and joyful should be my stage. Deep silence, then internally light, not heavy about anything. Don't carry anything. And then also very joyful. Om Shanti.